Well, obviously being England, it's raining again. So what I'm going to do is mainly just to try and keep moving forward. Tomorrow the workshop floor should be dry enough that we can move this frame into the new workshop. So I'm going to leave this today and then just start doing some body work. I just want to keep rolling along. It's now, what is it, the second week in July, and this has to be finished in about 2 weeks. I also need the transit finished in about 3 weeks because I've got a potential buyer for it and they want it for the second week in August. So yeah, it's just, let's get done what we can get done. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can ease this fender out here. And what I'm probably going to do is, if you saw my video on the Chevy, I used a scissor jack to actually push the dent out. I'm going to use the same technique again. There is a nice flat surface behind there, up in there. Well, I doubt you can see that, but anyway, there's a nice flat surface there that I can put the jack against and just gradually ease this out. Then I'll just work my way around this side, just tapping and just getting whatever I can as smooth as possible. So I've done quite a bit of tapping down this side, and I've got it a lot better than it was, but it's so I'm just giving it a quick skim of filler there. I'll give it a sand down and then I'll do another finish coat, and that should call this side okay. I've got most of the dent out along the top here. Again, just a little skim coat there. And now I'm working on the basically the worst part of the tub. And that's that there. I don't know if you can tell, I have actually eased it out some, so we are getting there, but it's still got a long way to go. So yeah, that's coming along there. Got most of that crease out, there's a bit there still, but just got to do a bit more dollying along here just to get it flattened out a little bit longer, and then we can just give it a skim. So yeah, it's coming along quite nice there. Oh, I've got the initial skimming on and sanded on this side, and then I've set it a little bit more. Waiting for this side to dry, but do have to fix that bit. But it's sometimes you're better off just let it dry and then fix it afterwards. Obviously that's got a second coat on, same along there. My interference pad has decided it's had enough, so do need to replace that. I'll order one today. But overall, yeah, we're getting along there. Much prefer to have been doing that, but you know, you've got to choose your battles. This is the one that I can fight at the moment, so you know, but it's got to be done. It's not like I'm doing something that's unnecessary. I mean, this has got to be done. It's just I'd rather have gotten that chassis completed today, but you know, that's how it goes. We're moving along. Starting to come together now. I'm leaving the rear to last. Yeah, I'm not doing that just yet. The main thing I want to do is get these sides done and that front. But yeah, obviously there's still some down there to do. But overall, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's an old tub. It's had a lot of abuse, so we're just trying to just make it look as presentable as possible. But yeah, so I'm going to mix some more Bondo up and start there and gradually work my way around. I will smooth it out with 120, but I'll do the final sanding of the Bondo with 320, so you know, it just gets a nice fine scratch on it. Also, we'll be using an interference pad which will again give an even finer scratch. So let's get on with it. Well, we've got one more skimming on there, and I think I'm probably going to call it at that. Obviously this back is still to do. I haven't done anything on there except fill a few holes, fill a few dents, but yeah, I've got the final skimming on, so I'm going to leave that to cure, and then one final sand and blow her off and clean her down. Should be ready for some primer. Well, I thought the last sanding and skimming was going to be the last one, but obviously it isn't. But that's how it goes with this, you know. Put a little bit on, take a little bit off, put a little bit on, take a little bit off. And of course, today is one of those days where the sun's shining, it's too hot, so you're taking hoodies and everything off. 30 seconds later, it's raining and it's cold, so you're putting everything back on again. It's like, do your weather, pick one. Anyway, I'm going to sand this back down. I was going to turn this tub around, but I've had a flashlight on it, an LED. It's actually a body light for looking for runs and paint and everything, but it's not as bad as I thought, so I'm probably just going to be able to, I'm going to hit it with some sandpaper anyway and just see what it looks like. And by the time I get this done, the rest of the Jeep should be ready to start sanding on again. Well, this has certainly turned into an interesting day. Anyway, we're moving along here, and just gradually working my way through. If you can hear me over this rain. A couple of areas there where I've circled, that's just areas that need attention, and the idea is that by the time I get to the end I'll have forgotten some of them, so I've got a reference to come back to. You just need a little bit more, a little tiny bit of filling, just to coax them into being nice and flat. But yeah, I've got it all down. Oh, there's the thunder again. Got all down this side just about done. And this side over here is all done bar that little bit down there, which I, again, you know, it's just going over it and over it and over it and fixing any little areas. Again, this is not a concourse restoration. It's just a case of getting the tub looking somewhat decent. Well, somebody's angered the gods. I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, it's just to get the tub tidy. I've got the vast majority of all the deep dents knocked out of it, so now it's just a case of just getting it looking presentable, and take it from there. Plus, once all of the bits and pieces, the military stuff's bolted onto it, there's a lot of these little areas that you're not going to see anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, there's a lot of these little areas you're not going to see anyway, so but I still want it to look presentable. Anyway, I've got some more sanding to do on this side. The rain and the wind's now whipping up now. But yeah, I'll get the rest of this finished, fill out those little areas that I'm off, and then let that dry and come back and do it again. I keep doing it until I'm happy with it. Yes. Well. This is why I'm not working on the frame today. I think we're ready. Let's lay down some primer. Well, there we go. Obviously she ain't perfect. I mean, it's still there and there, but compared to what she was, she is significantly improved, especially across the scuttle. And this was literally all just dents. And this side was almost completely stoved in. I brought this fender out over an inch to get it straight. As I said, it was never meant to be a concourse restoration or anything like that. The whole point is just to get the whole bodywork a little bit straighter, just looking a little bit better, and that I've achieved. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I guess I'm just going to leave this overnight now. See what the weather is tomorrow. We'd like to get the frame moved and into the new workshop, but we don't know yet. We'll have to see how all that plays out. So yeah. Well, here we go again. I'm just getting ready now. I'm going to rub down the inside of the tub, and today I want to get the inside of this actually finished. I want to get the reprimed, and I'd also like to get the actual green in here as well. Meanwhile, you may notice that the chassis is gone. Well, the reason for that is we have moved it over here. There's a little big green there. Yeah, she might be going today. Quite sad to see that one go. I really like that truck. But yeah, over here we have, that's it, started moving into the new workshop. And yeah, so we've got the frame sitting there. Obviously got the benches and everything in there. And this one you don't see very often. This is a kind of project in the background. It's a old Vauxhall Chevette. So a little bit of work to do on this. Not a lot actually. It's in really, really nice condition. But a little bit of welding and some paint, and that's it. But anyway, this is the reason we're here. Here we've got it rolled into here. Obviously got everything done on this. All suspension and everything is now on, buttoned up. All split pins and everything put in. Same on the rear. Got everything done back here. It's a prop shaft. I'm in the middle of doing that. I've got the front UGs replaced. Still got the back ones to do. But with moving in over here, everything kind of got on the mechanical side. Plus the weather. I mean, that's why I started working on the tub, because of the weather we had. Yeah, there's the prop shaft. New UGs up front there, and this one here is to replace. But yeah, anyway, we'll get to that later. But yeah, we're basically starting to move in. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the inside of the tub painted over there. Then what we will do is we're going to bring the tub over, actually sit it on the frame here, move the Chevette out so we can put the frame in the middle, and then paint the tub in here. And it's basically it's keeping us out of the wind, out of the dust, and yeah. So exciting morning ahead. Anyway, let me get on with this. It's almost flashed off there, but there are little areas here and there, and you can see under there, but a few little bits that I've missed. But I'm going to get a light in here. There's a bit over there as well. And it's just little bits here and there, but overall I'm happy with it. I am going to get an LED body light in here, so I can just, go around all of these little areas and just, double check them and make sure I get paint on them. But overall, yeah, just looking good. What I will do next though is, once all the painting in here is complete, this will get flipped upside down, and I'll then begin to do the actual wiring harness on it. I've got that over there somewhere. But yeah, I wanted this interior painted first, then because it does take a couple of days to cure properly, this. So I just wanted it, you know, coated. Then when I flip it over, I can work on the underside, and I'm not worrying about, you know, having to then paint it and wait for it to dry. So it can be curing while I'm doing the body harness. So yeah, overall, I mean, this is now what? This is just over a week now into it. So I think we've made pretty decent progress. Now, carrying on with the theme of painting things, got the bell housing done there. A cross member is actually off another Jeep project that's going to be in the future sometime, but it was already sandblasted and out here, so I thought I'd just give it a shot of paint. That's the front bumper from the Jeep. Obviously it is a shorty bumper. This is I'm forgetting the exact designation, but it's a British spec front bumper anyway, so it is slightly different to the much wider American style one. But yeah, so I'm gonna let these dry up a little bit, and yeah, did give the tub another shot of paint on the interior. Front firewall is all done there. All the interior is now basically done. It's so yeah. What will happen next with this? I'm going to leave this to dry for a few hours today. We'll then flip this tub over, and then I'll start installing the electrics into it. That won't happen until this afternoon. I've got the grill there. That needs a little bit of repair. We'll then get that painted, and yeah, we're rolling along quite well there. So yeah. Oh, this is not in the goggles. Oh well, whatever. This has had overnight to dry now. So the plan is today is to get this tub flipped upside down, and we'll get some of the wiring, harness and everything attached to the bottom of it. So yeah, the other thing I want to try and get done today is the prop shaft, which is in the new workshop. So yeah, without further ado, let's get doing. Okay, out of breath. What we got up there? Actually, when you get to this point, you can see some of the pieces that still need to be painted, so I'm going to hit them this morning as well. Oh, there we go, all those edges done now. Got a little other spots here and there that I just touched up where with just moving the body around, she's gotten scraped, but no, we're doing okay there. So I'll let that dry for 10 minutes. Next step is we're gonna get the green on. I'll leave that, give that a few hours to dry, and then when I come back we'll start working on the wiring harness. So yeah. Okay, so we are back on the tub now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start working my way around. We'll get the wiring harness out, sort everything out onto the table here, and figure out what goes where, why, when and how. So let's get to it. I've got a basic diagram sketched out on the table here, and I've got everything laid out approximately where it goes on the body. So yeah, next step is to start getting into it, and some of it goes on the underside, some of it goes on the upper side, so yeah, gotta figure it out as we go. So here we have the harness here, and what I figured is that kind of goes like that. The 6-pound winding block goes up there, so I figure the harness comes down here. There's another one there. There's a tab there, and this goes all the way to the back lights. So let me just get this popped into place, and then we'll see what it looks like from there. So this is how I'm thinking it goes. So this is the driver's side. So it goes down there, into there, comes across here, into there. Then we've got tabs on down there, put them there, all the way down to this rear light. Now I know we've got some harness that goes across the back of the vehicle here, but I'm just getting this section here put in first. So yeah, I think that is where everything goes. So that's how I've got it laid in at the moment. What I need to do next is lower the body forward a little bit, because I need to get that 6-way block up there, and because I may need to pull more of this cable down, I'm not sure. So let me get the body popped forward and I'll get the 6-way block put in up there, and then I can actually get a focal point, you know, somewhere to actually, you know, an anchor point where this all comes from. So yeah, there we go, the first 2 connections. Now that will sit approximately there. I have to find some screws for it. This is one of the problems we're having, because we didn't dismantle this. A lot of the little fixings and everything are missing. So the larger stuff isn't too bad, but the small stuff, that's where we're really struggling. But we have got that there. That will just hang there for the moment. Now, like I say, that goes roughly there. So that gives me, yeah, I think I've got the length of that. Yeah, I think I've got that set quite nicely. Okay, so let's move on. Now I need to figure out, there's a harness goes down that side, or at least there's clips over there, and I'm not entirely sure what that's for just yet, so we've got to figure that one out. But see, there's come there, and they come down there, almost mirror this side, but not quite. Anyway, let's figure this out. Here we go. That's the rear lighting harness now in place. It's not hooked up yet or anything, it's not clipped in, because I don't know how that actually goes, so I've still got to figure that out. But yeah, so that's if you ever come to doing one of these, that is basically how it goes. That's passenger side over there, we'll remove the driver side, main harness all the way up here. Excellent. Okay, so I've got a little bit more put in there. This basically is a brake light switch, and this is the horn. This version does not have the horn hooked up. The British versions all had the horn mounted on the dashboard, so we will have to reroute that at some point. But for now, I'm just putting everything roughly into place. Brake master cylinder will be about there when this is sitting on the frame, give or take, well, about there. And yeah, so got that mounted in there just temporarily. Need to find proper screws for it. But yeah, we are really just about there. That's about all we can do on the tub at the moment. Well, obviously, if you saw the last video, you know that got the tub placed onto the chassis. So what the plan is today is, got the fixing kit down there next to the starter motor. We're just going to go around and basically get this bolted down, and after that going to start doing a little bit of final body work on it. There's a couple of places here and there that need to be addressed, and we'll see how it goes today. I might actually get some paint on it, so yeah, fingers crossed and all that. So while I'm waiting for the floor drying, I'm going to address these rear lights around. Those are actually okay, but these, I don't know what on earth's happened to them, but I think I do actually. I wonder, because this is a later tub. I wonder if this had like I think like a rectangle light, because they've got like an orange turn signal and everything in them, same on that side. I wonder if that's what this is originally had on. And yeah, because this is, I believe, a Hotchkiss tub, which is French, was used by the French military. And I do believe they had orange turn signals on the back. So it was kind of more of like a rectangle, had like side light, turn signal, then brake light at the bottom, or something like that anyway. If I can find a photograph, I'll stick a photograph up now. I bet that's what this has originally had, and someone has cut the circular, but then again it's got the backing plates. I don't know. Anyway, whatever reason, it needs to be repaired, so I'm going to do that first. This floor should be dry by then, and we'll move the tub back, get it jacked up, and then I'll start bolting it to the frame. So, yeah. Now, obviously that does not look too pretty, but I've got the shape that I want. Welded in a couple of little spots here and there, but now I've got that filled with Bondo. So this is how I'm doing this. Let me just move these lights out of the way. So what I needed to do was, let's get out of here a moment. Right. So again, I've got this. This one's actually in a pretty good circle, but it's still not perfect. So what I need to do is I need to fill up to the edge to get an actual perfect circle. So what I've done is found a tub that is the right diameter. He will go into there. Now you'll notice I've covered him with aluminum foil. Why I do that is because I can then fill right up to the edge and actually, as you can see there, I can build it up and not worry about getting it on the tub. Then I can slide the tub straight out and it just leaves the aluminum foil there, and then this all can be sanded back, and I'll get a nice circle there with a nice edge to it. So yeah, that's basically why I'm doing it like this. And I've done it before in the past. If you watch the transit video, I actually built up the little doodah for the rear number plate lights, the actual enclosure that I made for that. I did something similar with that, and it just works. You know, it's an old trick and it works well. So yeah. Oh, there we go on the first take. Obviously there's still bits around here that need to be addressed, but yeah, we are considerably better than we were. And that one there should be dry now, so what I'm going to do is I'll pull that back out. I'll sand over there. I'll put the tub back in here with some more aluminum foil, and then I'll go and fill these little bits here. And we'll keep just going back and forth until we get two nice circles here, so that's the plan. So this one is now ready. If you just gently, the tub should start to release. There we go, pops right out. Now we're just left with the foil, which just basically pulls off. Anyway, you get the idea. I need two hands. But yeah, I was going to rewrap this tub, and then I'm going to move back to this side. And as it say, rinse and repeat. Oh, there we go. There's that one there. And we've got that one over there. There's a little bit more sanding to do on that left one, but otherwise, we've got it. Got a bit more sanding to do in the middle as well, but yeah. Overall, come out quite nice. So, got to let the Bondo finish curing. in the middle there and over on that light. So I'll give that about 10 minutes. I'll get this sanded. I'll move the Jeep right out to the end here. I'll get some more primer on it, and then we're ready to start getting the tub buttoned down. Well, we are getting there. So, got everything nicely primed up. This can sit overnight now to dry. I'm not going to get the any green on now. It's just getting too late in the day. Still got to bolt the tub down. One problem I've run into is this fellow. The starting switch goes on the floor. Kind of goes into that hole there behind the gear lever. Problem is that this is a two-man job and I'm here by myself at the moment, so yeah, this needs to go in before the tub's bolted down. So what I'll do is I'm going to find a couple of nuts and bolts for it, so I've got it ready, and when my buddy Andy's back either later today or tomorrow, we'll get this up in the air and get it slipped into place and tightened up, and then that's basically that done. But yeah, otherwise everything, the tub's ready just to bolt down. Well, that actually turned out to be easier than I thought. Starter motor isn't in yet, so you can actually get your hand right in up to it, so no messing about lifting the tub. But yeah, so I think the next thing is well, I might as well start bolting the tub down. Rubber mountings laid out. I'm not sure, we seem to have more than I can see mounting points for, but so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up for tonight. Yeah, get everything packed up, and then I'll get back to this tomorrow, and it'll give me the opportunity to sit and have a bit of read through the manual, just figure out where all these go. So yeah. Well, we're back out here again. I've gone along and got all the rear end basically into place. I'm going to start moving up here now. That one, what was that one, I think? This one. And that one over there, that'll do 4. Now we've got 2 up here somewhere. There and one over there. So yeah, we've got to figure these two. Got to figure out, because I don't know. There doesn't seem to be tabs on the body for them, on the chassis for them. So yeah, if we look here, I don't know whether you can see there, but that there's where they bolt in, there and there. Yeah, I know, we'll get it figured. So we have got one little issue. Well, it's more than little, but we have got one definite issue. So, either the body is not square, or the frame is not square. But if we're standing at the rear here, the actual tub itself, if the frame is going straight, the tub is going that way to the right. And yeah, it is just not wanting to line up. So far the only bolts I've actually gotten to line up is here and down this side, but this side is just way out. And you can actually see it on the front because the actual tub is sitting to that side slightly. So yeah, might have to be a little bit of reaming out of holes to get this to sit correctly. Ain't this fun? Yeah, we're getting there. It's tub is definitely tweaked. Took some measurements on the chassis, and the chassis is within about a quarter of an inch. So that's chassis is okay. But the tub is definitely tweaked. I have had to enlarge that hole down there slightly, just elongate it. Probably gonna have to do the same with this one here. And not sure about the mount that's just down under there yet. I've gotten this side all buttoned up. It's not tightened down. All the bolts are in and where they should be. So I'm going to move over to here. I'm going to start with this one and just work my way back. See what happens. Oh, body is all now secured, bolted down and all that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to roll it right back out here, and then I'm going to start wet sanding it, just get a nice finish ready for, we'll get some green on there, and yeah, we'll take it from there. But yeah, bit of a challenge, admittedly, but yeah, bit of perseverance and we got there. Well, we're finished wet sanding, so this is going to be left to dry. I'm not sure whether we'll get this painted today or not. I do need some mixing pots, those down there. And we're supposed to be here this morning, they're not here yet, so I may just push this back inside and then some of these bits here, just start cleaning those up and just paint everything tomorrow. But yeah, overall, it's been a productive day. Well, it's morning and we are getting ready to set up to spray. So, go away, bees. What was I saying? Yes. Right, so I've wet the floor just to keep the dust at bay. I've already gone over it with a tack cloth, but I've got 4 little spots along the back bumper there where it sits on the rubber mounts. I want those taped up, and I'll give it one final tack cloth, and we'll shoot it. So, yeah, cool. Well, there's the first coat. Starting to look like a Jeep. That's not bad. It's laid down there quite nicely. So I'll give this, gotta give this one 30 minutes to flash, and then I'll get back in and do a second coat. Probably going to get away with 2 coats on this. I mean, she has got a lot of undercoats on her, so, but yeah. Now, I don't know if this shows up on camera, but the interior does look a little bit lighter. What I will do when I do the final coat, I'll actually just reshoot all the top surfaces and everything, just do a blending layer and just bring it all uniform. But yeah, pretty darn good. I like it. Yeah, I can see a little bit of striping there in the back, but that's okay. Like I say, I'll get that with the next coat. Okay, so we are now ready to give this a second coat. What I will do though is I'm going to give this I'll tack it down again, and just to be sure, obviously we're painting outside, so you know, do get a little bit of dust in the air, but let's just yeah, let's just get on with it. Now, here we have the second coat. Now what I may do is I might just call it for the moment on this until I've got the front wings fitted, and then give one more final coat on the outside, just to make sure everything's blended in nicely. Got the interior to reshoot again, but I'm waiting until this outside is touch dry, and then I will do that, because there's little bits like this that I missed when I was in the tent, mainly because you just couldn't see them. Same problem I had with the chassis. There's just some sections you just can't see when it's inside the tent. So, but yeah, overall I'm happy with how things are progressing there. Next step is once I've got that done, obviously it'll need to sit overnight before I start bolting anything on, but it's possible I could start putting some of this front end together. I think what I'm going to do next though is, while I'm waiting for that, windscreen surround needs some work still. The Jeep grill is almost ready to do. That just needs to be cleaned off. But yeah, I think I'll get this windscreen surround cleaned up and ready for paint. Not sure whether I'll get that done today or tomorrow, but it'll get done, one or the other. We have made a lot of progress today. We've now got most of the windshield surround painted. I do need to flip that over. I'm just about out of paint, so I'm going to leave this overnight to harden, shoot the rest of it tomorrow. We've got the grill all done. That's looking good. Got the inside of the tub reshot. Do need to do a little bit more on the floor, but I'm going to do that at the end. I don't know if you can actually see here. I don't think the camera's going to pick this up, but the new batch of paint is slightly darker, and it is noticeable. I can see the difference. So what I'm going to do is, because all the fenders and everything are painted in the old colour, I'm going to wait till everything's assembled and I'm going to give it one final blow over. It'll be just a very light coat, and it's just to equalise everything. So, what am I shooting at? Sun's bright and I can't see where I'm pointing. Anyway, there we go, that's better. Yeah, I just want to get it all a uniform colour. So, that will come in a few weeks' time. But, yeah, overall today, I mean, I've been at this now since 6 this morning. It's about 2 in the afternoon, 2:30, something like that. So I've been at it a while, and there really isn't much more I can do right now. And there's some more components to be sanded down and everything, but I don't want to start doing that until I'm ready to primer them and paint them, and I'm not ready to do that today. So that'll be something I'll probably get into tomorrow. Plus, as I said, it'll give me the opportunity to reshoot the parts of that frame that I can't get to. Another section of the windshield that needs to be painted, and it is sitting over here. Yeah, that still has to be done, but that wants a really good clean up, and glass polished and everything like that, taped up. Again, that's something I can probably get into tomorrow. Got a box of components here. These are just various bits and pieces that are all to go on the outside of the Jeep. I'll get them all cleaned up tomorrow, and I'll primer them and shoot them. I might even get them bolted onto the tub, I don't know. But yeah, so that's really where we're at with the tub. And honestly, I think I'll probably call this video here. I have shot a lot of footage, and some of this spans several weeks. So yeah, I need to get it all edited together, and I think this is a good point to cut it short. So there we have it. We now have a painted tub and other bits and pieces. So, as I always say, keep the algorithm happy, like, subscribe, come back and see me sometime. Have a good one.